Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a quick look at some things that I picked up in London. So I'm going to start with a little trip to Pixi. I did only pick up a couple of things, but walking into that shop, I was like a kid in a sweet shop. Everything is there's just walls of just pretty products. So I've picked up just a travel size because I'm actually planning to take these away with me in a few weeks. But the Milky Tonic, which is a jojoba, milk and oat soothing toner. I do have the Milky Mist, which I absolutely love, so I'm kind of hoping that this is going to be similar. And then also the Vitamin C Tonic, which is vitamin C and ferulic acid brightening toner. So again, something that I might be taking away on holiday with me. I've not quite decided, but this smells amazing, so I had to get it, I had to try it. I do want to try so many more of the Pixi products, but I have so many skincare products open. Again, it's just this whole buying and not using what I've got. So I bought the travel size versions of those. And next I popped into Nars. This is one of their multiple sticks. So I've been after one of these for a while, but haven't been able to make my mind up on what shade I wanted to go for. And recently I was doing a one-to-one with a client who had one of these in the shade Maui. And just look at that. That is gorgeous. So a lot of their shades are very shimmery, in my opinion. This one is quite matte, but not matte in a drying way, if that makes sense. So I'll just show you. You can see it. This light is actually, I'm videoing this on a really rubbish day outside. I'm trying to just go with some natural light. But anyway, so that is a beautiful shade for lips and cheeks. Lovely sort of light pink shade. So I can't wait to use that. These things are all meant to go in my kit. Can't say how many of them will actually make it. So next I popped into Benefit and I really wanted to pick up a Dandelion blush because I used to use this years ago and I loved it. It's just a beautiful pink blush, and for the same price as the full size, I got a little baby one too. So again, for holiday, great size. And it does mean I can put one in my kit and keep one for myself. So that is the Dandelion blush. It's just a really sort of nice, do you know what, it's not even going to sharpen this light, to be fair, to swatch it. But it is a really beautiful blush. I haven't actually put it on today because I used a different blush in a video that I was doing for Instagram. But I will feature that soon so you can see what that actually looks like on my skin. And the next thing that I bought in Benefit, I could not help myself. I really wanted to get the Hoola bronzer because I don't have that in my kit. But I also wanted to go for one of their deeper shades of Hoola. And the one that really looked like it would be great is Hoola Caramel. And then I saw this set. So this set contains Gold Rush highlighter, Cookie highlighter, Hoola Caramel, the original Hoola, and also a Coralista blush. How pretty is this? And I'm hoping that you're going to be able to see just how gorgeous that Cookie shade is. So I will try and swatch these for you. So this is the Gold Rush. I'm probably going to run out of room in my hand by the end of this, but my arm rather. So that's a really, again, unfortunately this light isn't the best, but it's just a really pretty pink and with a sort of a gold tone to it. Now Cookie, I can imagine using this as an eyeshadow as well. This, I'm really hoping you'll be able to see this because it is, look at that glow. That is absolutely gorgeous. Now that's, again, a very pinky toned highlighter. I am going to actually do a look using that as an eyeshadow because I think that's just going to look amazing on the eyes. So next is this is the original Hoola bronzer. So it's just a very natural, I love matte bronzers because personally if I wanted to shimmer, I would add a highlighter. I don't always want a shimmer, so I do love a matte bronzer, and that's exactly what Hoola is. So that's just a really light, natural looking bronzer. And then moving on to the Hoola Caramel, which is much deeper, but again a really sort of soft, beautiful bronzing shade. So I love the warmth that's in these bronzers as well. They're just, I think they're stunning. And then lastly is the Coralista blush, which is a coral. losing the title. I do have a mini size of this in my own makeup kit, and I really like it. You have to be really careful with Coral Easter as far as I'm concerned, because you can apply too much. So I think you have to go in, start really gentle and build it up if you want more. But that palette is the Cheekleaders palette, and it is absolutely, it's stunning. I think they're also doing some miniature versions as well, with blushes and highlighters, but if you like Benefit blushes, you're going to love this. It's absolutely amazing. And the formula of those as well, I mean, literally just to quickly swatch them, they are beautiful. So next I popped into Urban Decay, and I was absolutely gutted because I was told that their razor sharp eyeliner has been discontinued. I have raved about their razor sharp eyeliner for I don't even know how long. I love it. It's the one eyeliner that I will completely say lasts. If I put it on the morning of a competition at say 8 in the morning, it's still there at midnight when I'm removing my makeup. It's fantastic, and they've discontinued it. Luckily, I do have one in my makeup stash, so that's a brand new one. So when I do run out, I have got that one, but I'm really hoping they'll replace it with something. So that is definitely my favourite eyeliner. I have the shade Perversion, which is the black, and Bump, which is the white. And for a dance competition look, I do use both, and the black I do use on its own sometimes as well. So I'm really hoping they bring something either the equivalent or better, whatever, but it's so good. So I'm really hoping that makes a return. But I did pick up the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. This is my favourite for me personally, so I thought I'd get one for my kit. Now this primer potion it doesn't dry sort of really heavy on the eyelids, and what I mean by that is, although it dries quite matte, very matte in fact, it's still quite creamy and silky, so it doesn't cake up on the eyelids. So I've used some primers in the past where when you put them on the lids, they go quite dry, and then the eyeshadow that you put on top of it really doesn't sit well. Whereas these, I mean, even now, I've just applied that a second ago, and I can still move the product. It's blendable, and it just gives a really nice canvas to apply eyeshadows on. So if I wake up in the morning and my eyes are just looking quite red because I'm tired, I've gone to bed late, it just gives me a nice canvas and sort of colour corrects almost that, you know, redness and tiredness that's on my lids before applying my eyeshadow. And hands down, this does make your eyeshadow last all day. I have quite oily lids anyway, so if I don't use a primer, my eyeshadow doesn't last very long. This stuff is fantastic. So again, another Urban Decay product I would highly recommend is the Eden. They do this in a few shades, I believe, but Eden is by far the best one that I've tried, and I have used a few of them. So I did get some eyeliners still, because another eyeliner that I love from them is the 24/7 Glide-On pencil. So I've had a set of these before, all different colours, but that was a few years ago. So I thought it was time to refresh my eyeliners. So this is the shade Demolition. And again, another thing that I love about these pencils is they are, as it says, they're Glide-On. So they are so soft, but heavily pigmented, so they've got a really good colour to them, and how they go on is how they stay. But what I also like is the fact that they are really blendable as well. So if I was just doing just a really natural sort of soft smoky eye, I would potentially go in with a shade like this, which is a very deep brown, and just smudge it into the outer corner, and yeah, they do work really well. I love them. I also picked up the shade Zero, so this is much deeper. If I can take the lid off. So that's basically black. And that one I believe was a matte, because I did look at some shimmery ones as well, but they're just so soft. I hate scratchy eyeliners, and I've had plenty of them in the past. So those, for a pencil eyeliner, for me, win hands down. What I also picked up, and I haven't had one of these before, is the 24/7 Waterline pencil. So the lady in Urban Decay was telling me about these, that these are specifically for, obviously, the waterline. So some eyeliner pencils, when you pop them onto the waterline, they either grey out slightly, or you can't get the same pigment that you could if you were using them on the upper lid. So this, and I haven't tested this yet, so I will report back, but this is specifically for the waterline. Now, it does feel just as soft as the others, and again, great, because if it's for the waterline, you really don't want something that's scratchy. But if that will keep that colour on the waterline, that is going to make for a fantastic eyeliner pencil for a really intense smoky eye. So I'm going out tomorrow night to a dance event, so that's actually what I'm planning on using. Obviously just to test it out, but yeah, so that's what I bought in there. And then lastly, this palette, I went into MAC purely just to have a quick look round, and the one thing I didn't need is any more eyeshadows or eyeshadow palettes. I have stacks of them, and I was talked into another. So this is one of their new Art Library palettes, and my other palette that I have in my kit from MAC is their Warm Neutrals palette, which is 15 eyeshadows, and I think that was £49. I am a MAC Pro holder, so I do get the discount, but this is a selection of 12 shadows, and I believe this was £39. But these shades, I couldn't help it. It's one of those where I looked at the palette and thought, I need those in my kit to add to the hundreds I already have. Anyway, the formula for these is so, what's the word? They're really soft, and I know I've been saying this about, there is a theme going on here. I love anything that's blendable, that's soft, that's smooth, that's silky, because they're just fantastic to work with. And I will very quickly just show you a few of these swatched. So the formula for these, like I say, it is softer. So if anything, these are probably going to be more blendable than perhaps my Warm Neutrals palette. Not that they're chalky in any way, shape or form, but these are meant to be better than that. The one shade, just make sure I've not got anything else from those pencils on my hand. The one shade that really sold this palette to me, and this one is called, if I just quickly look at the list, Les Artistes. So this is a silver. Look at that. That is just beautiful. So again, this is something that I can imagine using with some kind of dramatic smoky eye perhaps. So I'm definitely going to be having a play with these colours, that's for sure. And then, for example, their darkest shade. So the darkest shade of the Warm Neutrals palette is, it is good, but the colour payoff isn't necessarily fantastic. So I do tend to opt, if I'm looking for a black brown, so something really intense, but not quite black, I tend to look elsewhere in one of my other palettes because it's not fantastic. This one, so let's see what this looks like. So that is the shade Dance in the Dark. And again, really blendable. And I think those two would work fantastically well together. I think, to be honest, the whole palette is toned so well. There is a mix of cool and warm tones in there, which is where I do think I do need more shadows. I have a lot of warm tone palettes, warm tone shades. I did need a few cool tone shades. So that's my excuse for buying this palette. And then I'll just swatch one more, which is the Nude model. You can see that. So it's almost given a metallic look, but without using a wet brush. So I do use MAC Fix Plus spray on a brush when I want to get you know, either a heavier colour payoff or a metallic look from a shimmer. But that seems to do it on its own. So that, like I say, is the Art Library, and this is Nude model. So I can see I probably will want a few more of these. They've got a very, very bright neon palette that looks amazing as well, but I thought I'd better stick to something safe. So those are the items that I picked up in London. I'm looking forward to trying all of them, but in particular, these two palettes I'm really looking forward to trying. So I will come up with some looks using these. And if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, leave a comment in the box below. Have you tried some of these? Do you like them? Let me know. And also, if you want to see more videos from me, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you again soon.